Hey, good evening, everyone. As part of our founder series, we have Prashant with us today. Prashant is co-founder and CEO of Spheron, which is doing interestingly awesome work in the Web3 space. If you are a developer, Spheron is the product that you should look after too. We will deep dive more into what Spheron is and how can you actually deploy more and more dApps onto Web3 world using the Spheron product. So on that note, welcome Prashant. Thanks so much for taking your time. So to get started, might be, can you help us a little bit of background about you and how did the transition to Web3 happen for you? And what's the idea behind Spheron? Like, what made you to think through this idea? And like, how did you start building?
Yeah, sure, man. Coming to my experience first, I'm kind of a developer come solution architect and then transition myself to CEO. So before even coming into Web3, I was working in a couple of corporates and companies out in the Web2, work with some good names out there and develop the infrastructure solution, help them to develop somewhere. I have also designed something. So that is where on experience perspective, I come from. But if you talk me specific to the Web3, it's been around 3 years now. Working day in and day out into this space for 3 years, and which is like it's too much being in Web3 for the 3 years. And coming to like what else we have done in Web3 before even joining the Web3, I believe I've started my journey as a hacker. When I say hacker, it is like around like going and winning some bounties on Gitcoin, and that is how my journey has started. Contributed bunch of and builds bunch of hackathons, submitted, won, and that is how my journey started in Web3. So yeah, so this is all about myself. Currently, we are working on Spheron for the past couple of years now to drive and to bring more Web2 users towards Web3, and not only that, we also want more Web3 users to start using Web3 component itself. So yeah, so that is where we are now, and this is what my experience I carry with me.
No, awesome. I really like, we'll touch on, the bounties. That seems to be an interesting thing, but in the best interest of the time, for today, let's focus more on Spheron. So what is Spheron all about? So what is the motivation behind building this product, and just help us understand what does the product do? How does it help the developers?
Sure. So Spheron is all about like it's a developer tooling. The first thing is when I say developer tooling, it basically helps developers to ship their. At the moment where we are now, we are providing the UI decentralization as a component into the system. But as we grow, that will convert from UI decentralization to compute, to data, and to all these sources. So that is where the Spheron comes and plays a very vital role. So if I have to just narrate something around the Spheron, it's easy deployment tooling platform. Go click some few buttons here and there and automate your entire process of deployment on a Web3 infrastructure without even having understanding underlying infrastructure providers. So that is what Spheron does in a nutshell. Like if you are a developer, if you are a person who is building some Web3 user interface, you are good to go and go to Ecuador Spheron network and log in and just try to sign up and just request us for the NFT, and we'll more than happy to give you that to access and play around with that and host your app, host your first decentralized version of user interface via Spheron. So that is what we give, and once we move slowly forward, we'll be having data storage, compute, and other things also in the pipeline, which is going to be the part of it.
Cool, awesome. So I think I saw a Twitter note recently about the NFT Gated Access, and then you briefly touched on that. So would you like to elaborate? So if someone wants to come onto the Spheron network, do they have to own the NFT? Is it a NFT gated access at the moment?
Yes, because we wanted to drive our the entire platform. We did not wanted the platform to have thousands of users onboarding day in and day out and doing nothing, right? But we wanted to have people who are really active and they really want to see like what Spheron looks like, how it works, and all those things. So we wanted to basically bring in only those people into the system, and that is one of the reasons we have that NFT gated access there. It is not going to be permanent there, but till the time we are in beta, we'll keep that as it is.
Cool, awesome. So if a developer wants to get access to it, like what are the steps involved?
It's very simple. It's very simple. Just go join our Discord. There is our team which is sitting there. Just raise a request there. Hey, you know what? I just want to get whitelisted. They will share you the form. You just have to fill the form, and once you fill the form, we also revalidate it once. Like if you are not just spamming the form, or you are not just trying to get into because of some NFT thing or some kind of so I'm currently like against of any kind of freebies. So we make sure like not any bots or anyone who is just randomly signing up for some free tokens are coming here. So they just have to fill the form and join.
Yeah, apologies on that. Sorry.
Yeah, it would always be better to have that stage setup in which like the participants are like muted. That will be like great for the next times as a feedback, Kiran. So just to give you the context, right? So they just have to fill the form, and once the form is submitted, just ping into the group like you have submitted the form. Team will check it up and they will allocate NFT to you.
Got it. So primarily, they have to come to the Discord, fill a form. There is an evaluation process, and they get access to NFT and can start deploying apps. Okay.
Right.
Awesome. Okay.
At this stage. So once we open it for public, it will be opened for public. But at this stage, we want to be closed. We want to make sure like only very specific people are coming into who are willing to help us to grow by providing their valuable feedbacks, using the system, doing and breaking it as a friend used to do that. So that is where we are more interested in.
Cool, awesome. So you are working with multiple technologies at this point of time, and I saw your May report on Medium, stellar growth there. Congrats on that. So you work with multiple protocols and you work with multiple technologies. So what is an ideal developer profile for you in terms of if someone wants to come and use the Spheron? Like, what is the typical ideal developer profile?
Okay, so basically anyone who is having knowledge or anyone developing the user interface, anyone who is using GitHub day in and day out, and they just want to launch their application. And when I'm saying user interface, it is at this stage where we are. We are not talking about the future state in which we will be like any full stack developer. In the future, any full stack developer, anyone who is building into this space in Web3, they can come and join. But at this stage where we are, people who are the front-end developers, they can just go and log in into the system and start launching their application from there. So it's front-end. So currently on the front-end side, we provide the support of React, Vanilla, JavaScript, Angular, Vue, Next.js, and few more. If you are among these, feel free to go and check us out. And that is what the developer profile we are looking for. And once we launch our few more components, then we'll have anyone like who is having a knowledge of compute or anything, they can start using us.
Cool, awesome. Okay. And I'd like to touch a little bit on the GameFi and the gaming ecosystem. So that's a most happening ecosystem, and you spoke at length in the last week's Bangalore meetup as well. So are you doing any specific initiatives around gaming per se? And someone is building a gaming product or a gaming engine, how can they use Spheron at the moment?
And as of now, so that is where I was saying. So we are kind of collaborating with few gaming the founders who are building into the gaming industry, and trying to understand their pain points to use decentralized infrastructure. We are in the process of doing it. Most likely, the storage which we are going to launch is going to be around that, and all the assets which are there, which people own, has to go into that in a decentralized fashion, and then. Once the compute comes into, they can also run some of the compute logic as well using those compute systems. So for example, if some gaming, all these gaming have different small microservices running across the system, right? And they can use that to do that. So that is where we are trying to target. And if you are a browser-based game and built around using vanilla JavaScript or whatever the framework I've talked about, like Vue, Next, and all this, even today also, you can go and deploy your application. So that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to collaborate and also trying to understand like how we can add more value. At this stage where we are this is the best we can do, and this is what we are trying to do, and then go into the market and educate people and educate game developers about why they should use decentralized ecosystem for storing their assets.
Absolutely, yeah, one step at a time. Great point there. So one other interesting thing that you mentioned, Prashant, in multiple forums and both on Twitter and Medium is you want developers to come and also I think every protocol is going through the same phase at the moment, right? So it's a technical phase where they want people to come and experiment, test, iterate, build products, and at the same time break the product as well. Identify as many bugs as possible, in the particular product. So, so for the developer community who has joined today, so what sort of stuff are you looking, with regards to Spheron in terms of like, if they wanted to experiment, find some bugs in the.
We already have a program. We already have a program. So last month we ran a program. It was quite successful. I believe we have distributed around $3,000 to $4,000 worth of bounty there.
Awesome.
And even that program, we are again going to launch our new program within this month itself for the same to stabilize our system more and more. So that is always there. You can log into our GitHub and see there's a beta testing. This repo is there where you can always go and raise your bugs. And if you love like what you have raised, it is really a major concern for us of criticality. If you see as an improvement which you can add upon or provide a feedback of it, we are always open to receive those. We currently have around 55 issues listed there. Most of them are like been clarified or been fixed into the system. So this keeps on going into our Discord channel. So all the developers, if they wish to participate, if they wish to be more active, they want to hear about all these things more and more, they just have to join our channel. And a lot of things are already happening there, and a lot of more things that we are already planning, and it is in the pipeline.
Awesome. Guys, go hit and join Spheron's Discord now. If you like to work on a couple of the bounties and solve pressing challenges there. Awesome. Guys, keep the questions coming. We have 10 more minutes, and I'd like to ask as many questions as possible to Prashant. Prashant, on that note, you mentioned a little bit on the Aqua program, that is actually getting rolled out, right? So is it something different to what you are doing at the moment, or what is the Aqua version all about?
It is the same, but it is very improved version of like the app, which has very good efficiency in terms of uploading your data. It has very good UX designed so that developer should love it. Built-in automation tooling so that developer don't have to just log into the system again. Once they host it, it just keeps on hosting it again and again. So a lot of things around that.
Got it. Ease of UI, UX, and ease of accessibility for the developers. Great. Awesome. I think we have a question. Nearby, like, might we go ahead, unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello.
Yeah, go
Hello,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
hello everyone. Hello Prashant. First of all, thank you so much. So Prashant, I'm like a student from a tier 3 college, and I just completed my first year of engineering. And my question is like pretty simple. I would be pretty straightforward. That if I want to do internship in Spheron, would you let me do internship in my second year itself, or you have like criteria that only third year pass out can do the internship or something?
I'll tell you one thing is like, I don't care from which college you're coming up with. I don't care if the tier 3, tier 1 or tier 2 or whatever tiers are there. I just really care if you have a capability and capacity to build and to execute, and you have a good portfolio, you have a good passion and thought process. We are always hiring. And if you are not, then we are not hiring. So it's simple. It's a very, and now giving you an answer, we have interns who are currently in their second years. And there are people who joined us into second years, now they are into third year. I believe they have recently given their final year semester exam as well. We have around 4 to 5 interns who are currently working with us into their second year. So it depends totally on the candidate. If he's really awesome and great, we would love to work with them.
Great, Prashant. So on that note, I'd like to build one more point. So when you're, what sort of qualities do you look in a candidate in terms of, apart from to-do attitude, passion, do they need to build any specific projects, or do you look at the GitHub repos or their interaction with communities, their Twitter profiles? What are some of the criteria that goes into hiring a candidate?
Yeah, so basically in Web3, it is very important to have knowledge of understanding, interacting with the community. That is for sure. The second thing which we always look for is the understanding of different languages in which you are going to write the code. So for example, if you are applying for the internship on the front-end position, you must be very good. When I say good, very good, it is very good. And we mean it doesn't matter if, and we don't even differentiate if the person is coming from 10 years of experience, if the person is coming from 1 year of experience, or even a 0 experience. So, but he or she should be like very good in understanding the React, for example, in our case, or Next.js in our case. Like these are the two things which we use. If somebody is applying for the backend side, we have Node.js, we have Amazon Terraform. So there are a lot of things which are already there, and they should be very good into that area, and they should have a demonstrable skill as well. When I say that, it basically means like they should. When our hiring process is simple. We give them a task. If they complete the task, they are in. And those tasks are very practical tasks, which we always work day in and day out. And if they are achieving it, that is what we look for.
Cool, awesome. Okay, guys. Also, I'd like to highlight one interesting thing. Please join the Spheron Discord, because they have play to earn quizzes there. So you can actually take quizzes and earn money, right? Prashant, is that on a recurring basis, or?
It is going to be on recurring basis, but the idea is to let developers to start using the platform, and our questions will be more deeper into the platform. So if you haven't not used the platform, you might not be able to answer them. So it's like what to say? It is not a play to earn, but it's a use to earn kind of model, where you use the platform, understand what exactly it is, and then go and play the game and then.
Got it. Love it. Okay. Okay. So totally, I'd like to touch like one topic, totally different to the product. So you've been involved with like a lot of Web3 founders. You were deep integral part of the Indian Web3 ecosystem. So for the community out here, so what are the opportunities that are shaping up in the Indian Web3 ecosystem? Like, how is the industry shaping up, and like any specific thoughts, inputs for the guys, for the developer community out here?
So the community is shaping up good. I always say is like, instead of going to a lot of meetups, I love to basically sit. I love to see the developers who are getting into these meetups, but they are not just getting there for good food, snacks, or whatever. They should be going there for showcasing their portfolio to the founders and the people who are joining and coming there, right? So that is something which we see now coming on to life. How exactly it is shipping up? It's good. It's pretty good. A lot of new people, new young minds, very interesting crowd, which is trying to get into and see where they can add the value in. But most of them are trying to explore yet. So it's like a couple of months down the line, 6 to 7 months down the line, we'll have to see how these excitement converts into the real Web3 folks developing something real into the real life.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. I think we'll open the floor to questions. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask Prashant directly, or raise your hand.
So here is our Discord channel link. If somebody wants to join, you can also forward it on your community. And we'll be more than happy to welcome you guys there.
Absolutely. Cool. So, but I have one more question, Prashant. So with regards to the developer community, Web3 is borderless, Web3 is global. What is your focus area at the moment? Are you focused more on the Indian, in any specific geographies are you focusing at the moment with regards to the developer base?
We don't. So we are global from day one, and we are going to be global in the future as well. So there is no specific region or things we want to target, but yes, eventually we have to start from somewhere. So India is likely it is one of the nearest location where we can go and drag and sit with the developers and talk and take their feedback. So for sure that is the part, but our target is going to be global.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I mean, build for the globe, right? Build for the world.
Right.
Yeah. Guys, last call. Any questions? Raise your hand or put in the chat. Okay, I think I have Ahmed. Ahmed, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, hello, good. It's good afternoon from where I am. Just wondering, we do SEO for Web3 companies. Basically, we focus specifically on Web3. Just wondering what your thoughts are on SEO, search engine optimization, and for Spheron and the partners.
So I could not get your question correctly, but let me know if what you're trying to ask is Web3 companies are looking for SEO optimization and all these things? Is that what that question was?
Yeah, I think he was more trying to understand, how does an on-chain SEO optimization look like in a Web3 world? Will there be an SEO component? Like, how do people find stuff in the Web3 world? This is question.
Oh yeah. So it's simple. So it is, even though it is Web3, right? The internet is still on the Web2. So the SEO logics and the things as it goes with us. So for example, today, if you try to go and write Spheron on Google, you will find us most likely on rank 1. The reason being because our SEO is good. And now coming to like on-chain SEO, I don't understand that because I don't see there's anything called on-chain SEO at the moment. Unless the entire internet is decentralized, and then you can then you can basically think about having the on-chain SEO or index. You can call it as an indexer. So there are a lot of other indexes also, like Graph is one, and all these things are there. So yeah, so most of the Web3 people are like very always looking to hire and get experts from the Web2 to optimize their SEOs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think once things move, a lot of things move onto the chain, and once we use like a lot of file coins and graphs, might be
Right.
there is a greater need to build, an interesting product around SEO. Great, awesome. Guys, last chance. We'll take one more question. Interesting. Everyone is so silent. Cool. I think Prashant, any last thoughts, and then I think Martin, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, last thought is like keep building into the Web3. Keep shipping on daily basis. Try to be active in different communities. See what they are trying to do, and try to be as engaging as possible. Give good feedbacks to the founders and people who are building into this space, and make your space into this Web3 space.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Prashant, for your time. So I think we learned a lot about how to build products on Spheron, how to get started, how to navigate, and how to be part of the bounties grants, and also use and earn multiple topics. Thanks so much for your time. And we will encourage folks to join Spheron Discord as well as Web3 Learn Discord. We'll put the links in the social media as well. So use Spheron products and make your life easy in building dApps. I would say that. Thank you. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank you
evening.
so much, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, same to you, Kiran. Bye bye. Take care. Cheers.
Thank you.